Okay, guys, it is now 8:10, and as you all know, or some of you may not know me, my name is Delphina Kimbrough, and I am the owner and founder of Just Caring Hands and CNA to CEO. Just Caring Hands is my home health agency that I started about 2 years ago, and it has brought me to CNA to CEO. Um, there I will be, helping people and teaching people how to start their own home health agency. I just kind of want to start with, you know, my introduction, tell everyone, um, how I started um, to become where I am now. Um, some of you may know I'm from Ohio, Alelia, Ohio. I was born and raised there. Um, I kind of started my nursing career in Ohio. I was 15 years old when I got my CNA license, and I've been a CNA ever since then. I did have some other credentials like, medical assisting, dermatology tech, but I kind of want to just focus on CNA to CEO. Um, I grew up kind of like mostly everybody in my area. Alelia is a small town. My mom was on welfare, Section 8. We got food stamps. Um, I didn't have the things that everyone else wanted or had and needed. So I began working at a summer program there is when I got my CNA license. Some of you guys may know about the Job Works program in Lorain County. Um, Excuse me, this is my first actual telecourse, so I am still nervous. I do get nervous. I am human, just like everyone else. Um, So let's see. In 2006, I ended up moving to Maryland. I was still, had the mentality of, you know, after I get kids, I'm going to, do welfare, work a job. My main goal was to have Section 8 so that I could still work and have money to be able to provide for my children. Back then I didn't have kids. I do have two now. They are 3 and 4. And I, excuse me, uh, trying to read off of my notes. So here I started working as a medical assistant. I started out at a pediatric office, which didn't work out for me. Um, Eventually, I got fired from that job. Um, and then I got another job at a rheumatology office, which I was there about 2 years. Again, I wanted something better. I was only making $10 an hour as a medical assistant, working part-time. Then I had, me and my husband, we had bills to pay, so we was, kind of working. I was working, just trying to make ends meet. And there at the medical assistant office, I actually got my first private client. So I was very excited. I was making about $14 an hour. So, I thought that was big money. I didn't work for anyone, and I felt like, I was on top of the world. And then that client fell off. So then it was back to working the 9 to 5 job. Um, I started working at a dermatology center, and there, the surgeons there, I mean, they were actually, oh, it was great. I loved my job. I loved doing what I was doing. But then again, I got fired from that job. So it kind of was like a pattern. It was like I couldn't keep a job being that I was one of the best workers that they had. And I think that the reason being was that, for one, I was a black woman, um, and color is not an issue, but some people are intimidated by those who speak their mind um, and want to be heard. And I felt like me working these jobs and me being the person that I am, and I'm always A1 on top of my game. I felt as if I should be more than just an employee. So eventually I had children. My situation got rough to where, like I said, I had already been in Maryland. Let's see, I had already been in Maryland about 4 years. We were living in a one-bedroom apartment. I wasn't working. I don't know how we were paying bills. I was doing hair on the side. And then eventually, the time came to where I wasn't able to provide for my children. Then I had, my kids are 11 months apart. I had one child and then the next one. Um, you know, Times got hard. My lights were going to get cut off. I was about to get evicted from my home. So I ended up having to move back to Ohio to live with my mother. And I was there about 8 months and I couldn't take it. There was no job opportunities. Uh, you know, Nobody was growing. I still had the mentality that I wanted to hang out and go to the bars and things like that. And being, a mom, sometimes the light bulb comes on that you just want more than that for your children. So I did come back to Maryland, and we didn't have any place to stay. We had to stay with my mother-in-law, and then eventually we found an apartment, and then reality kicked in. We had been doing this research about starting a home health agency since 2011, and we just, decided to go ahead and go forward with that. And, being, no confidence, no business structure, not having no money, it just felt like, we weren't able to do it. So, let's see, I kind of put myself out there to where, I just said, hey, I'm going to find me a client. Well, I did. I was looking at an agency in Maryland, and one of the clients that I had worked for them, I had worked for the client probably about 6 months, and I was one of the best caregivers that they had. So eventually, the family contacted me. They found out after I came back to Maryland, and they had wanted me to come work for them. Well, the boss of my old job had found out that I was working for the family, and he decided that he wanted to charge us an assignment fee of $4,000 a piece, which was, a total of $8,000. And the family was going to pay the whole amount, but I was just like, come on, it's, in 3 months, my year will be up that I have not been working for this company. Let's just go ahead and wait, and that's what we did. So eventually, I did go back to work for the family, and that's how I got started with Just Caring Hands. So Just Caring Hands took a little bit of, like I said, research, things that kind of like if you receive our emails, you'll kind of see like we were sending out our weekly emails in the order of starting your own home health agency. I just want to pause for a second just to make sure everyone can hear me. Can everyone hear me? Okay, well, Lisa says she can hear me. Carrie. How about you, Natalie? Are you still on the call? Okay, great. Okay. So just getting started with how Just Caring Hands started. Like I said, I got my first client, and I always suggest that once you get the mindset going of you want to start your own business, I think you should just go ahead and jump right out there and do what you have to do. Me being a CNA for 18 years, that was pretty much what got me in the door. Every time I spoke with someone, it was, hey, I'm a CNA. I think I am the best caregiver that there is, and I feel like, the family will benefit from me being here. So I always recommend that if you are a CNA and you are trying to start your own business, don't try to jump out there and start hiring people, getting all this overhead, and then, so that way you'll lose money. Work your first client. I worked 2 clients, and I still had a job. I worked 47 hours a week at the client that I had started with. Then I worked about 36 hours a week at another client, and I worked an overnight shift. Then I was still in the mentality of employee. I was scared to let go of my job. It was like if I didn't have a job, it was like I wasn't going to have any money. And that job was just my security blanket. But sometimes you got to jump out there and you have to take life by, you have to take life for what it is, and you have to take chances and you have to sacrifice. So again, I started working my first client. I charged them $18 an hour, and I got $846 a week. Okay, I was like, dang, $846 a week. I was like, I like that. We have money. We can pay bills, and we can pay bills, and we can pay bills, but we couldn't pay nothing else. So again, I was still in the mentality of, man, I need to find a job. I need to go get some food stamps. I need to get some medical because for one, I can't take care of my kids if I don't have no job, being that I was still working this 47 hours a week. So that means I didn't see my kids until after 6 o'clock every day. So by the time I came home from work, I was tired. My kids were cranky. My husband needed attention. Still had to cook food. And by then I was tired. I wanted to go to bed. So then I tried it out. I said, I'm going to hire me a girl. And I'm going to let her work this shift. And I'm going to see how it works out. Well, I hired a girl and, it kind of went good. And, she would go to work every day and I'd pay her, her little hourly wage. And I thought I was doing something. So I told my husband, I was like, I think it's time to start our own business. He was like, well, go for it. Well, I was still like, oh, I need to get a job going on the side because, what if the client passes away or, what if I lose the client? I kept thinking the negative. And you know what they say, the law of attraction, whatever you put out in the universe, it comes back to you. So I had to keep telling myself, you don't need no job. You don't need no job. My husband kept saying, don't be a slave to the employment. Don't be a slave to employment. So again, we started marketing, and the second client came in. But the second client came in to the first client. They referred me to the client. So I got the other client, and then that client referred me to someone else. And then I didn't have enough girls to work, so I'm working double, and I'm working this girl overtime. It was 2 girls working 3 shifts. And then I was like, we got to do it. So then I got my LLC. For those who don't know, yes, you do have to have an LLC in order to call yourself a business. You just can't say, oh, I have a business without having a business license. And then, let's see, the LLC, and then my second thing was, I wanted, I kept telling the clients that I had a business, but I didn't have no business name. So that's where the LLC came in, and then when they were paying me in my name. And I said, well, that's not really how businesses work. So we got our business account. So that was our second step. And then it was almost like, okay, I felt like I was a company. So then I got more clients, and then I had to hire more girls. And that's where I am today. So I just kind of wanted to tell that little scenario about, don't underestimate yourself. I think I've spoken with a couple of the ladies, and they always ask questions about, how do I get started? I think one of the young ladies, actually, she's on the call, was saying she had meetings with the mayor and a lawyer and all those things. You do not need that stuff to start a business, okay? Just depending on the state that you live in, some states don't even require that you have a license to have a home health agency, okay? So make sure that you are checking your state laws. That is very important because the other home health agencies are not going to tell you this information because they don't want the competition. So make sure, for one, you have your LLC, that you are getting your business license, that you are checking your laws, for your state. Again, some states do not require, I know Ohio does not require you to have a license to run a home health agency. And all this information that I'm giving you is in the Business in the Box. The Business in the Box is, and some of you ladies already have this, all of that information is what I use every day to run my business. That is from hiring employees, to meeting new clients, to doing my marketing, running, just my everyday business tools that I use. I do want to talk a little bit about some expenses and things that I know that you need to have to run your business. For one, you have to have a bond. Now, a bond is your surety bond, which is a dishonesty bond. That means that if any of your employees come into someone's home and they take something from there, that bond covers you up to, I think our bond is up to $300,000. Now, hopefully, and again, you want to be able to trust your young ladies. Hopefully nobody has anything open that's worth $300,000. Again, your liability insurance, the bond, our bond for Maryland is $250 a year. So, the bond is $250 a year. So people think all this stuff costs a lot of money. It really doesn't. And then you have to have your liability insurance. The liability insurance that we have is $2,202 a year. But all of these people have payment options. So you don't have to come out of the pocket with the full $2,000. I think we put $720 down and we pay $164 a month for that. Also, your workers' compensation, that is $1,176 that we pay, and I think we had to put, you could either do half down and then pay one more payment, or you can do, they have additional options as well. Also, I'm getting some inboxes in my, let me just pause for a second. I'm getting some questions in my inbox. If you could just ask the questions in the group as well. Several people are asking how much the Business in the Box kit is. That is $197. As of now, it is $197. Okay. Also, we do use. I have about 23 clients that I have now. I kind of charge my clients based on the client's needs. Now, just like if you was working in an agency, the people would kind of pay you per case. So I charge anywhere between $18 to $22 an hour, and I start all my girls off at $9 an hour. It doesn't matter what experience you have. Okay, let me just back cut a little bit. Just Care Hands is a non-medical home care agency. So there's a difference between a home care agency and a health care agency. Home care agency, again, is non-medical, and then the home health agency is medical, so you get a little bit more into your heavy lifting, your bedridden patients. They have physical therapists coming in there. I am on the non-medical side, so none of my clients are heavy. None of my clients are hard. Most of my clients are companion care, light housekeeping, medication reminders, just your basic companion care clients. Now, I do have some clients that, need to get transferred, and again, those are the clients that I would charge $22 an hour. Because you kind of want to think about, you want to make sure that you are affordable. My slogan is private, affordable, in-home elder care. When people see that private, it kind of separates you from, and I'll just say Bright Star, for example. It kind of just separates you from the big companies to the little companies. Because for one, the big companies are not private, and they have a set rate that they cannot go underneath If they do, they will not make any money off their company. Being that you are starting your own business, for one, you don't have a big overhead. So that means I do pretty much everything. I do the scheduling, I do payroll, I visit all the clients, I pretty much do everything because I want to make sure that I'm able to, for one, save money for my business. I want to be able to be financially free. I want to be able to not go to work when I don't want to. I do have a client that I work 8 hours a week with, and that's only because I've just been with this family for so long, and my loyalty lies with them. I kind of built a family relationship with these people. Okay, so I'm a little off the subject, but I just I do want to go back to some of the expenses. Now I do have, like I said, I have 23 clients, and I have about 30 girls that are on staff. Not all 30 of them have clients that are what is the that they are assigned to. Some of the girls are PRN, kind of float in and out when I need them, but the majority of them have set clients. Some of them work anywhere between 40 to I had a young lady last week who worked 63 hours because the family will throw hours on you at the last minute, and you want to be able to make sure that you have the backup to cover them. So how I keep everything in order is I have a software that I use. It's called ADLware. And ADLware is like a software that you would use in any other company. It has you can put all your client information in there, anywhere from their schedule to their address. It will tell you how to get to the client's home. It has all of their pay information, how much I charge them, and it also allows me to put all of my girls' information in there. That way, I can keep track of who's active, who's inactive. And I've had 3 of my clients pass away, so the software is very easy to navigate. And that software is it's $600 down. You have to make an initial installment of $600 down, and it's $100 a month. And then I think every client after 10, or I don't know, my husband deals with the back part of it, but I think like every 10 clients is an extra $10. So like again, if you only have a very few clients, then it would definitely be $100 a month. Also, offices. You don't need to pay for a big, expensive office. We have an office that we share. These are called virtual offices, and ours is called Office Suite Plus. Now, a virtual office will run you $99 a month to $140 a month. So that means if you just did the basic package, that means you just get you can just use it as your business address. That you can just use that as your business address. For those of you again who you don't need a big office. But at first you can use your home office. I think we just kind of jumped out there as far as wanting an office. Hold on, excuse me. I'm just getting bombarded with questions, so I am trying to not look at them, but they just keep popping up on my screen. Are you guys still with me? Hello? Okay. So again, at first, definitely, especially if it's small, you can just do your, run your business from home. And then again, if you need to, you can definitely branch out to a virtual office. You don't have to go spending $500 a month for an office and you only got 2 clients. That doesn't make any sense. Don't jump the gun. Also, I just want to talk about meeting new clients. Again, I am the one who goes out and meets all the new clients. Let me tell you one thing. Your appearance is everything. Your hair, your clothes, just think about what you look at when you meet somebody. I look at their fingernails, I look at their hair, their shoes. If those things don't look right, I mean, I don't really feel the person is trustworthy. You can't go into these people's houses with jeans on, T-shirts, your hair looking any type of way. You want to go to these meetings like you run the world, okay? I went to a lady's house, and only thing she could focus on was how great I looked. And they signed up, okay, they just signed the paperwork and said we'll start tomorrow because you want to, I don't know, it's just, I don't know, appearance is everything. Make sure your hair is done, ladies. Make sure your nails are done, ladies. If it's the summertime and you have sandals on, make sure your toes are done. Nobody wants to look at your feet and they look crazy. You definitely want to go in there A1. Two, if you smoke cigarettes, don't smoke before you go to a meeting. No one wants to smell cigarettes on your breath. No one wants to smell it in your clothes. No one wants you smoking. No one wants to know someone smokes is going to be, for one, in the health field, and for two, taking care of their family members. So you just want to be mindful of that. Again, also, all of my contracts, all of my contracts, from my client profile to my plan of care to my incident reports, medication list. Some of my clients even use my dietary plan. If there's a week diet that you can, like a grocery list type thing that you can set up with your clients once a week. My invoices, everything that I use to a client's house is in that business in a box. I'm telling you, the business in a box has everything that you need to run your business on a daily basis. I used to look up papers. I used to Google contracts and, home health contracts. I mean, I was looking all over the place for this stuff until, we created this, and I'm telling you, everything is in that business in a box. So again, just again, consultation. And you can find the information for the business in the box at I do have a website. It's www.cna2ceo.com, and that webpage will tell you everything that's in the business in the box. Again, when you have these people, I don't know if some of you girls already took action as far as getting out there looking for clients. But if you have, once those phone calls start coming in, you want to make sure that you're logging these phone calls. You don't want to one week I got to the point where I shut my phone off because I had got so many phone calls, and I was just overwhelmed with phone calls. Like, I couldn't even put them in order. Like, I literally had to stop answering my telephone because I could not organize them all at once. So eventually I started calling them back, one by one. But when you're on the phone, you want to make sure that you sound pleasant on the phone. Even, like, this is no lie, like, I remember this lady at school, and one of my teachers used to tell me, phone etiquette, when you're talking on the phone and you want to sound happy, you should smile while you're talking. So that's kind of how I do when these clients call. You just want to make sure that you get into the client's home. Once you don't get off of that telephone without getting the client's address. I'm not saying you have to say, well, give me your address. I mean, well, maybe we can set up a no obligation, free consultation to where, I can come to your home. I can just kind of assess the environment. A lot of calls I get are from family members who, like, some of the, the family may be in a rehab center and they're coming home in a week and, they want to do some rearranging. So I'll say, I can come over and I can kind of show you what needs to go there. And, once I get into that family's home, I have a 90% closing rate. I don't leave the client's house without them signing my client agreement and my employee going in there the next day. For example, today, yesterday, Friday, I had got a phone call from a client who had called me about a month ago, and she really wasn't for sure. She just kept saying, "Oh, I just have some questions. I just have some questions." And I talked to her for about 30 minutes on Friday, and I said, "Well, you know what? Let me come and let me meet with your mom." And she said, "Oh, well, mom won't be home until um Saturday evening." I said, "Well, I tell you what, I'll come by Sunday when I get off of church, when I get out of church. Um, and just let me meet with mom and just kind of see how everything is going with you guys." I went over there today, being I was there for 2 hours because the family just loved me and talked to me to death. My girl starts tomorrow, and at first they only wanted Monday through Friday evening, daytime hours. I ended up leaving there getting Monday through Friday daytime hours and evening hours. Okay, so I'm telling you, once you get into these people's homes and they like the person that they are, they will forget about those little hours they want in the daytime. If you talk them out, not to say talk them out of it, but again, I ended up leaving there with more hours than I anticipated going, and I didn't even go to sign them up for any hours. So I'm telling you, get into the client's home. Once you get into the home, I'm telling you, they can't resist you. Some of the things that we offer, um, some of the things that we do offer, I always tell the clients we help with your ADLs, and you all should know what ADLs are if you're CNAs. That's your adult daily living activities, and that's, bathing, dressing, grooming, like housekeeping, meal preparation, medication reminders, laundry, running errands, taking them to doctor's appointments. You want to express the most important things. Those are the main issues. They want to know if someone can come in there and take care of mom as far as helping her get in the bathtub, who's going to cook her meals. Like, make sure you express, like, just those basic little things because, those things, you know what you do when you go into these client homes. If you can cook, go in there and cook something good for them. Or, well, have your girls. I'm not saying you guys because I want you all to be business owners. Um, I even sometimes, I do have several clients whose sons are their POAs. They don't have daughters. So I go ahead, I schedule them hair appointments, and by scheduling them hair appointments, for one, you get your girl to take them to the hair appointment. You can either charge an additional flat rate a week or a month, however you charge your clients, or you can charge them mileage. Now, my lady is 30 miles back and forth from getting her hair done. So in Maryland, that's 58 cents per mile. So that's 60 miles in one day that I'm charging them 58 cents for. So like any little thing that you can feel that you can, charge extra for, or, we can take you to a activity during the evening time. One of my ladies plays bridge with her girlfriend, so the caregiver just goes and sits while they play bridge. But it's beneficial to your company. It's very beneficial to your company. So you just want to make sure that you want to make sure that you are just not squeezing them, but you want to squeeze every little penny you can get out of it. Also, the Business in a Box has phone scripts. So it has scripts for any cold calling. Cold calling will be like mainly your follow-up. When you will call back a client or any missed calls that you have. I definitely use my phone scripts for that because at first I was kind of nervous and I'm like, what do I say? Someone just called and oh, I had a missed call, and they're wondering like, if this is a business, how do you know? So you just make sure you want to use your phone script. Also, there's scripts for when people do call you, instead of you just kind of being don't know what to say, follow your phone scripts. I'm telling you, they help close the deal. These are strategies that I use. Now I have the phone scripts kind of down pat. So I don't need the phone scripts anymore because I've kind of made it my own thing. So you definitely the Business in a Box is definitely an investment to yourself. I'm telling you, if you want to be a business owner, if you want to run a successful home care agency, even if you already have a home care agency, the business in a box cannot hurt you in any way. There is things in there that, no one knows, secrets that we use. I'm getting a lot of questions about marketing. I do anything from the penny saver. I know Ohio. I know Miss Natalie. You might not know what the penny saver is because we have it here in Maryland. But it's like getting any circular that they have, like church circle. Churches are the best because that's where a lot of old people at church. The mother of the church be at the church. Grandma's friends. Getting any little circulars that you can have. Go to some of the nursing homes. A lot of the nursing homes will accept your brochures, especially there's one out here called Teacher Care. They have the nursing home on one side, and then they have the skilled, and then they have the assisted living. Go to the skilled part because eventually those people are going to go home. Even if you have to kind of just say, can you set up a little booth so that way you can talk to those family members. Push your company. Do not be afraid to market your own company. Talk about it wherever you are at. Okay. Hi, I'm going to use Lisa. Hi, my name is Lisa Todd. I'm the owner of Just Caring Hands, and I have a great group of girls. No one is going to market your company like you do. I don't care how many postcards you send out, how many invitations you send out. No one's going to market your company like you. No one is going to do it. In about a few minutes, I'm going to let me just back up a little bit. Direct mail marketing. Do direct mail marketing. If you do not know direct mail marketing, I am going to give my email address afterwards, so that you guys can. I know I can give you the names to the bonds where I got my bonds from. I can give you the contact. I can give you all this contact information. Where I got my bonds from, where I got my insurance from, where I got my workers' comp insurance from, where I got my software from. I can give you those contact information. Online marketing, direct mail marketing. Go to your post office. You can get in certain mail carrier like areas. Like here we have an area, mainly old people. So I get into their mailbox list to where he just delivers to this assisted living, which has well over 500 people in the building. So I definitely, if anybody knows the name to that, please let me know what it is. It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't get it out. Every door direct mail marketing. We use bandit signs. We use, again, the newspaper, flyers. I would stay away from like Craigslist and things like that because Craigslist is kind of sketchy as far as I don't think anyone is going to be looking for someone to take care of their parents on Craigslist. So if you're posting ads on Craigslist or anything like that, I've never gotten a client off Craigslist. Hiring your girls. Make sure when you're hiring your girls, you do your make sure they have their applications. The main thing that you want them to sign is a non-compete agreement. I'm telling you, ladies, they will steal your clients if you do not have a non-compete agreement. Non-compete agreement means that they cannot work for a client that you have and that you hired and your employees. If they stop working for you, they cannot work for that client until a year has passed. If they do, you can charge them an assignment fee. Like I was telling you in the call earlier, the guy was going to charge me $4,000 and the family for an assignment fee. Get your assignment fee, okay? Make sure them ladies are signing your documents. You want to make sure they sign the job description. You want to make sure that they sign the drug testing. And just for example, no, I do not drug test my girls. I feel like I trust them. Um, to be honest with me, I don't judge a book by its cover, but I had a young lady who went to work and allowed the client's grandson to use her car. Well, it didn't work in her favor. For one, you shouldn't let him use your car. For two, he called me and said her car reeked of marijuana. Okay, so make sure you. And I told her either you can take a drug test or you can lose your job. Okay, that was the option that I gave her. I'm very lenient on my ladies. Um, you know, but this is my business. I am the face of Just Caring Hands, and no one will take that from me. I don't care who that is. I will lose an employee before I lose a client, and unfortunately, she is no longer with me. And she was a very good worker, but those kinds of complaints I will not tolerate. So definitely make sure your girls are signing their drug consent forms, their client agreements, their job descriptions, their reference checks. Make sure you're checking references, um, because the reason why if they haven't had a job in 2 years, obviously there's a reason why they haven't had a job in 2 years. Um, let's see what else. It's almost 9 o'clock. Get it. Oh, background checks. We use InstaCheckmate for background checks. Um, I think we had to pay $54 for 6 months, and then it's $9 a month. So I mean, I think it was $54 down, and then it was $9 a month. So InstaCheckmate will give you their name, address, social security number, date of birth, any places that they've worked, where they've lived. It does, and it's a national background, and you have to have a national background checker, especially when you go to fill out for maybe a license like the Department of Mental Health and Hygiene, because when you get that application, they're going to ask you what background check that you use, and it has to be a national one. Um, we may run over a little bit. If that's fine, then you can stay on the call. If not, then you are more than welcome to hang up. But I just want to kind of get to some people's questions that they may have. I may not get everyone's question, but for the most part, I'll try to do my best. Again, the CNA CEO Business in a Box has every document that you need. It has again, I'm just going to kind of run down the checklist. If you haven't checked it out at www.cnaceo.com. It has all of your new client information. It has your employee applications, again, your job descriptions. It has every document that I just mentioned. It has all of your marketing information in there. So those of you who are asking me, how do I market? CNA to CEO Business in a Box. It has every marketing technique that I use. Now there is some words that I use more than others. Again, like I said, the private, like make sure when you're marketing your company, you put private, because people are going to lean more towards private and affordable, because they want to stay away from the big companies. And again, I do try to stay, I do try to stay hands-on with my company. Like I do rounds every Monday. So Monday is my round. I bill every week. So for one, I'm going to pick up my checks on Monday, and take invoices, and then those invoices who get mailed out, they get sent back to the company, or the invoices that I email out. I make sure I do that every Saturday because I want my money before Wednesday. That way I prepare myself, for Friday for payroll, and I do payroll every Saturday. And again, the Business in a Box has the documents that kind of help you with your payroll. I kind of just tweak mine a little bit because not everything works well. Not everything works good for everyone. Everyone has their own system. But again, all your marketing materials in there, all your employee contracts are in there. I mean, there's just so much stuff in there that I use every day. Like I just use this stuff without even thinking about it. Um, so again, let me, are you guys with me? Is everyone okay? I'm telling you, the business in the box, let me just tell you the reason for this call. Like, I just want you guys to be able to know, for one, yes, you can start a business with no money, no credit, no nothing. If you're a CNA, or if you know somebody, if you're not a CNA and you're trying to start a home health agency, find one of your little cousins that got their home health agency, that got their CNA, or that CNA, your brother's girlfriend, if she a CNA, put her to work, okay? Put her to work. It does not take a whole bunch. Okay, Terry, you're a nurse. Get one of your girls that you work at your job, put her to work, okay? Put her to work. I'm telling you, it does not take a lot to start this business. And and you, Terry, being a nurse, that gives you so much leverage, because for one, you can market your business where you work at. Especially if you're in a hospital. Don't be afraid to give out your business card. Okay? Do not be afraid to give out your business card. Get you some brochures. Go to Vistaprint. I think you get 500 business cards for $9.99. They don't have to be the big expensive ones. Get the little cheap ones. Make sure you put your company name, your contact information. Also, we use eFax, and eFax is $16 a month. Make sure you are able, people can fax you information. Also, eFax, eFax, I'm sorry guys, my brain just went blank. It'll come back to me. But yes, Terry, put your cousins to work, okay? You can definitely market your business, for one, because you're not going to be in competition with wherever you work at. I'm not for sure if you work in a hospital or a nursing home, but definitely put her to work. Put your family to work. Something that's very important. I'm going to eat back. Again, go into these nursing homes. Home health with children. You do home health with children? Oh, okay. Well, that's good, because, not only do you have to, just for example, my girlfriend is a speech pathologist, so she specializes in autistic children, and right now I'm helping her do a transformation from, not only is she having kids come to her office, but she's actually incorporating home care services with those children. Some of them that, the parents don't want to send to school because, the behavior is so intense, or if the parents are working and then, they're just having dad or somebody at home with the child, once they get out of school. Definitely you can incorporate children. I'm not really for sure where you live, but you may just want to check your laws, because I don't do children. I just specialize in seniors. But that's not bad. You can definitely incorporate. Well, maybe I can do a little bit of research for you and then see, what you need to do there. Okay. You're welcome. So again, business cards, get you some business cards, ladies, get you some brochures. I just ordered me some some polo shirts. I'm going to order my girls some scrubs. I've been promising them scrubs forever. You want everything to come in sync. And I feel like, if your clients are happy, that means you're happy. That means the caregiver's going to be happy. And I order all that stuff from Vistaprint. So I'm not for sure if you guys are familiar with Vistaprint, but they have great deals. They have very good deals. Again, you just don't be afraid to jump out there. Again, like I said, I grew up I mean, I didn't have the worst life, but I wanted to hang out, I wanted to party. My growing up wasn't good at all. I mean, I definitely had to get out there and get what I wanted on my own, and I don't want that for my children. I want to be able to have freedom to spend time with my kids. I don't want I want to be able to take vacations whenever I want to. I want to be able to put my kids go to private school. I pay for my children to go to private school. I never would have imagined paying $400 a child to go to private school and they only go to school 12 hours a week. $400 a month, 12 hours a week. Yes, I pay for my kids to go to private school. They take swimming lessons, horseback riding. I mean, whatever they want to do, I'm able to do that. Because I invested in myself. I definitely went out on a limb. I did things that, I never thought it was possible. And a lot of things I wouldn't have been able to do is if my husband wasn't behind me pushing like, oh, you can do it. You have to have a good support system. Not everyone is going to support what you do. You're going to get a lot of people saying, oh, you can't do that. You don't have no money. Girl, you ain't got, what I just got my GED in 2011, and I've probably had some of the best jobs people who have double master degrees had. Okay? Yes, I got my GED in 2011, and I'm proud to say that. And who would have thought? So don't be afraid to take chances. Don't give up on yourself. I'm telling you again, like I said, you don't have to. Don't put yourself in debt before you start your business. Don't think you need to spend all this money to do that. Everything you need to start your business is in that CNA, the CEO business in a box. We will be offering a teleseminar down the line and also a coaching mentoring program, so be on the lookout for that. The coaching mentor program, pretty much I do everything for you to start your business. Even if you live out of state, I will come visit you for the weekend. So that means have a room ready for me, and we're going to get to work. We're going to get to business. And I definitely help you every step of the way. So just hold on one second. I don't want to have you guys too much later. I kind of want to just answer some of you guys' questions, and then I'm going to let you go. Okay, nobody put the questions. So I took them. Government grants. I feel like a young lady said, what is government grants? You don't need any government grants. I'm telling you, this company to start takes very little money. I think the most money I spent was $140 on my LLC, and that was it. And you can call your Department of Assessment and Taxation to do that. What they will do, if you're starting a home health care agency, then that application actually is $2,100. It just went up July 1st. So yes, that's $2,100. But I'm telling you, go to the Department of Assessment and Taxation, pay your little $149 to get your LLC, and then they will give you a department number. Now, people will ask you, a lot of people ask me, oh, are you licensed through the state of Maryland? And my response is, no, I'm not licensed through the state of Maryland, but I am registered as a home care agency because we offer a service. I do not have to be licensed. And that's why I always stress that we are non-medical. So definitely, you want to, stress that to your clients, whether if you're medical or not. You want to say, yes, I am medical, or no, I am non-medical. And I just say non-medical means if anything happens, I am going to dial 911 for your family member, unless they have a DNR, then I'll just call you first. Or again, I'll dial 911 or I'll call you, unless they have a DNR. Medical meaning you can go ahead and you can handle that, I'm sorry, I'm just getting all these questions right now. Sorry, guys. Um, so no, you don't need government grants. Don't take any loans out starting your business. You'll be wasting your time and money that you have to pay back. Don't do that. Um, I'm. Does Florida have any state requirements? All of your laws and regulations are in the CNA, the CEO Business in a Box. I don't really know if Florida has state requirements off the top of my head because I've never looked into it, but the CNA CEO Business in a Box has all 50 states on there. Um, so you might want to think about, just investing in that, you know, um, because it tells you everything that you need. It tells you what state, you need to have license, what state doesn't need license, if you just do an RSA, which is Residential Service Agency, you do need a license for that in some states you don't. Hold on one second. Let me go back to my page. Someone said, to be clear, it is a non-medical health care industry. Well, if it's non-medical, you wouldn't call it health. You would call it home care instead of health care. It is a big difference. So you definitely want to say home care instead of health care. That's just a very thin line that you don't want to cross because, the wrong thing can get you a pretty big fine. Someone says, I smile when I'm on the phone too. It changes the tone. It really does. I'm telling you, smiling, like I'm smiling now while I'm talking. So you can definitely tell the difference when someone is smiling or if they're just saying, yeah, blah, blah, blah. I do make my clients pay a deposit up front. So yes, that is a very good question, Christy. When you go to a client's house, and this is just only for your own good, especially if you don't have like I didn't have a bank account built up. I had $0 in my bank account. The only money I had in my bank account was when I went to a client's house and they gave me a check. That's why I started off paying my girls, especially when they first started out. I would hold a check. I would hold their first check and they got paid the following Saturday. I do my pay periods from Sunday to Saturday, so whatever they worked that week, they got paid the following Saturday. So, yes, I do make my clients give me a deposit. That way I know I have the money in the bank. For the young lady who worked the client's house, yeah, that's how I started off. I had $0. I'm trying to get some more of these questions. What's the average hours in the home for ADLs? The average hour in the home for ADLs is 4 hours. So the minimum hours that I will send an employee to a client's house is for 4 hours. Now, some people, if I do know they have income restrictions, and I tell them if they get over a certain amount of hours, then I'll just charge them this certain fee. If they get over $25, if they get over 25 hours, then I'll just charge them $18 an hour, opposed to them having 40 hours and me charging them $22 an hour. I think as long as you're making between $6 to $10 an hour a client that you're not working, I think you're doing really good. Anything under $6 an hour that you would make, I don't know. It just really depends on what type of the word is what type of reputation you want to set up for your clients. If because I feel like my clients think I am a top level. I will even turn down some clients because I just won't accept anyone. I won't just accept any client. I just feel like I don't have to. I'm not going to deal with, disrespectful clients or dirty homes. But yeah, again, no less than 4 hours is what we do. I do provide some assistance, but it just kind of varies. I don't want to take away from the people who, have who are in the coaching program. I mean, I do have 3 levels of coaching program. I don't want to, downplay, of their purchase in the program to someone who just, bought the business in the box. I mean, I definitely answer questions when asked. I'm never that type of person, but I still will answer some questions. But it's just a limit to, Can I get a telephone? I just want to okay, I'm just answering a couple more of these questions, and then I'm going to wrap it up, guys. It's already 11 minutes over. Are you charging the fee? Yes, I am charging a fee for that, and I will inbox you personally. Tamar, I answered that question already for you a couple times. No government contract. Oh wait, hold on. What did you say? Did you say contract or? No, I have not tried getting government contracts with the VA or the hospital. Because for those things, you will need, for one, you'll need an NPI number. And if you don't know what an NPI number is, that's your National Provider Identification Number. That's the NPI number. You need that in order to be able to bill what is Medicaid or Medicare, because any government funding is all the same. So you would need an NPI number for that. And there is a website. You can go ahead and look it up, National Provider Identification Number for that. Well, I just want to go ahead and say thank you guys for joining me on this call. It was my pleasure speaking with you all, and I really appreciate it. So be on the lookout for another, be on the lookout for another seminar. Again, I am going to have a 4-week teleclass, which will get a little bit more into, for those who have not started taking action. Take action today. When you get off the phone with me, I want you to find your business, get a business name, and I want it to have meaning. Like my name is Just Caring Hands, and that's because my daughter's name is Justice. So I kind of wanted it to, that's my baby, and this is my baby too, and I'm growing my business every day. So again, you have to take action. If you don't do nothing, you won't have a business. You have to do something. You just can't sit there and talk about how much of a business you want to have, and you have all these wonderful plans, but you haven't done anything. You haven't done anything. You haven't invested in yourself. You have to spend money. You have to invest in yourself, especially if people have what you need. Sometimes it just takes that little penny, spend that little penny to get that big dollar. So again, I am going to be offering a 4-week teleclass. Again, it'll just be a little bit more in depth. I will go into, definitely go into more detail about everything that I do. And again, look out for the links for the coaching program, the Business in a Box, www.seeingagentceo.com. In yourself. It's only $197, and after tonight, it will not be that price. It will definitely go up. And I just kept it that way, so I could definitely, let you guys know in the telecourse. But invest in yourself. Invest in yourself. What is $197 to have a 6-figure business if you do everything that I tell you to do in that business? Terry, you can inbox me. Inbox me, Terry, on the group. But again, thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate. I'm glad I got to open up to you guys. And again, stay on the lookout CNA CEO official Facebook group, CNA CEO Facebook group. If you're not in it, get in it. If you don't have CNA CEO Business in a Box, you better get it tonight. Invest in yourself. Take action. Business name, LLC, business account, and you have a business. That's all you need. CNA CEO has all your marketing tools. Good night, guys.